Well, when you drive through neighborhoods and even your own, you probably see lots of signs for yard sales, and you probably even had one or two yourself and thought about having one. But before you try to sell any item in your yard, you need to listen to Dr. Lori. She is a Ph.D. antiques appraiser and nationally syndicated columnist. Dr. Lori is going to save you from making a big mistake that can cost you a fortune. We like that.
I know.
Yeah,
save some money.
All right, Dr. Lori, save me some money. You know,
nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. And I have to tell you, here's the thing I think about when I think about garage sales. You put your stuff out there, right? You put it out there to make a little bit of money.
Right.
What do you think is the biggest mistake that people make?
We think we have nothing valuable in our house, Danielle. We think we can just put our stuff out and get a couple bucks and be happy with it, and we could be throwing away the farm, losing our shirts right on our front lawn.
But you've heard that expression, one man's trash, another man's treasure, and I guess that applies to garage sales as well.
Well, why isn't your trash your treasure?
See, there you go. That's a good point.
What shouldn't we put out at a yard sale or a garage sale? I met some people across the country. This is Robin. Robin I met in Houston, Texas, and she brought me that object that she put at a yard sale for $12. That is a $100,000 Edgar Degas pastel that she bought for $12 at a yard sale.
Are you kidding me?
Not kidding you. Not kidding you.
$12. It was $100,000.
That's right. Worth $100,000.
Oh, you made her year.
Yeah. This is Betty. Betty's in Florida. Betty bought that drawing for $1 at a yard sale.
Don't tell me, Lori.
$40,000.
Isn't that amazing?
Don't let it go until you know what it's worth. Let's talk about yard sales.
Let's talk about the valuables that you brought today.
What should you never put out at a yard sale? Jewelry.
Why not?
Well, jewelry. People go, oh, costume jewelry, I don't need it, I don't like it, it's not my style. A lot of the time we don't realize that we could sell it in a different market for more money.
Okay, well that makes sense, yeah.
So how do we tell? Say you're at the yard sale. You're going, you're shopping, you're saying to yourself, okay, May, would you help me with this?
I would,
I'm going to give you one of those.
All right.
I'm going to give you one of these. These are both two strands of costume jewelry pearls.
Yeah.
This one. Which one's more valuable?
Well,
How do you know?
This one's heavier.
Okay, is that more valuable?
You're looking at me like that, so I'm going to say no.
No, yes. No. Okay. You knew immediately that this was heavier.
Yeah, it was heavier. Yeah.
Heavier, more valuable.
Yeah.
Easy, simple, but no one teaches you that.
That's true.
Okay.
That is true.
This is what we want you to do. We want you to learn what's valuable.
Right.
What should never go out on the table? Sports collectibles.
Now that I do get.
Right.
Sure, absolutely.
Do you know why? Emotional. We love our sports teams. We love them. We're connected to them. We don't miss the Olympics when they're on, right? Every 4 years, every 2 years. We don't miss the Olympics. So Olympic collectibles, whatever your favorite sports team. NASCAR is tremendously big, and the values go up and up and up.
So all of this stuff you should keep for yourself.
Keep for yourself. They shouldn't be on a yard sale table.
They should not be on a yard sale
if you're hosting one, right?
All right.
So be
Sounds
careful.
good.
The gloves on my hands we should mention because the oils on your hands can be transferred to objects, attract dirt, and deteriorate them.
So you want to make sure you want to keep it in the best
Dr.
condition.
Lori always has gloves on.
Does Dr. Danielle need to put on her gloves?
I think so.
All right. I'll let you keep going.
Okay, babe.
Gloves on.
All right, and then we have pieces that are important in terms of things. For example, Bob the Builder. Right?
Yeah.
Now, you have a young son.
I do.
Bob the Builder, you know him.
I do.
He's the collectible of the future. You know why? He's indicative of what we were doing in the early 21st century. We were renovating houses, we were getting subcontractors. So he becomes important for culture and history. Objects that relate to history will hold their value.
That makes sense.
We were talking about emotional markets with the jewelry and with the sports collectibles. Toy market. People will pay so much money for old toys.
I know, but here's the thing, Lori. As a mother of three, if I kept every old toy,
right,
I would have no house. I mean, the house would be filled. It'd be like we'd be sleeping like this.
All right, you'd have
nothing so how do you know what you should?
So some of those things you may say, I'm going to donate them instead because I can get a tax deduction, and that's more money than what I'll get at the yard sale. So you got to think smart because that's what this show is all about. And when you're thinking about old toys, you want to make sure that you have all the pieces and that you sell them in a different market. The global market, like online, you might be able to command more than you would on your front lawn.
Good idea. Yeah.
The other pieces that should never be out at the yard sale, old furniture, right?
Why not? Why not old
Because
furniture?
old furniture is usually made better than what we have today. Solid hardwood.
That makes sense.
Good upholstery, those kinds of things.
That makes sense.
So old furniture, even if it's not your style, it might be more valuable.
Now let me ask you, what about paintings? Because that's the other thing that people tend to put out at their yard sales.
You know what, Danielle? You hit number one. Number one that you should not put out at yard sales are paintings. Any kind of original work of art. should stay in your home.
Okay.
If your styles change, you want to go with it, or you want to see whether or not you can integrate it into a new, design in your home. But the first thing is exactly what you hit on. Paintings, original fine art should never go out at the yard sale. So if you're having a yard sale, I want you to think quick, think smart about what you're going to put out. And I always tell people, don't let it go until you know what it's worth.
All right, so is that the big takeaway here?
Yeah, make sure you know, and these categories are going to help you. Also, don't forget about things like this. Do you know what those are?
It looks like little trinkets to
Little
me.
trinkets, don't know. If you don't know what it is, those definitely have to stay inside.
Okay.
These are Ashanti gold weights from West Africa.
Ooh.
750, 750, 750. Are you doing the math?
I am. We were up over about $3,000.
About $3,000
yeah.
right there in stuff that looks like trinkets. So if you're not sure of what it is, keep that inside too.
All right, Dr. Lori, great
Thank you.
information
Thank you.
for my next yard sale.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It won't be anything out there, but anyway.
You'll find some
I'll
stuff.
find something. Thanks for sharing this great information with us on the show.
Thank you.
And not my gloves. All right. For antique appraisal tips or how to find out how you can get an appraisal from Dr. Lori, please visit her website at drloriv.com.